If you receive Social Security retirement benefits, there is a payment of up to $5,181 going out this week, and depending on your birthday and your benefit type, your deposit could be arriving in the next few days. But here's what I need you to know right now. Thousands of beneficiaries miss their payments every single month, not because the money was not sent, but because their account information is outdated, their direct deposit details are wrong, or they simply did not know when to expect their check. This video is going to tell you exactly who is getting paid this week, how much you should expect, what to do if your payment does not arrive, and the one mistake that causes more missed deposits than anything else. Stay with me. This affects your money directly. Let me start with why payment timing matters so much for the people watching this. For most Social Security recipients, that monthly deposit is not sitting on top of other income. It is the income. The moment it arrives, it is already spoken for. Rent, mortgage, prescriptions, groceries, utilities, phone bill. When a payment arrives late or does not arrive at all, every single one of those obligations gets pushed into uncertainty. And in 2026, with SSA operating under increased pressure from staffing reductions and higher processing volumes, payment issues are happening more frequently than they used to. Knowing your exact payment schedule and knowing what to do when something goes wrong is not optional information anymore. It is essential. I want to tell you about a woman I will call Patricia. Patricia is 68 years old, a retired nurse from Texas who worked for 35 years before retiring. She receives one of the higher Social Security retirement benefit amounts because she had strong earnings throughout her career and waited until age 70 to claim, a decision that permanently increased her monthly payment. Patricia knows her payment schedule. She knows which week her deposit comes. She has her bank app on her phone, and she checks it on her expected payment date every single month. Last year in March, her deposit did not arrive on the expected day. She did not panic. She did not assume the worst. She waited one business day, as SSA recommends, and when it still had not arrived, she called SSA directly at 1-800-772-1213 and asked for a status check. It turned out her bank had undergone a routing number update that she had not reported to SSA. The payment had been rejected and returned to the Treasury. Because Patricia called quickly, the issue was resolved and her payment was reissued within a few days. She told me afterward, "I was so glad I knew what to do. If I had just waited and hoped, it could have taken weeks." Patricia's story is exactly why this video exists. So let us talk about the payments going out this week, clearly and accurately, based on how SSA schedules its monthly deposits. Social Security pays retirement, disability, and survivor benefits on a structured weekly schedule every month based on the beneficiary's date of birth. The payment schedule works like this. If your birthday falls on the 1st through the 10th of any month, your payment arrives on the 2nd Wednesday of each month. If your birthday falls on the 11th through the 20th, your payment arrives on the 3rd Wednesday, and if your birthday falls on the 21st through the 31st, your payment arrives on the 4th Wednesday of the month. There is one important exception. If you have been receiving Social Security benefits since before May 1997, or if you receive both Social Security and SSI, your payment arrives on the 3rd of each month regardless of your birthday. Now let us talk about the maximum benefit amount of $5,181 because this number is real and it is important to understand what it means and who qualifies for it. The maximum Social Security retirement benefit in 2026 for someone who claims at age 70 is $5,108 per month. For someone who claimed at full retirement age, the maximum is lower, around $3,822 per month. And for someone who claimed early at age 62, the maximum is approximately $2,131 per month. The $5,181 figure represents the highest possible payment available to a beneficiary who had maximum taxable earnings for 35 years and delayed claiming until age 70. Most people do not receive this exact amount, but understanding these numbers helps you know whether what you are receiving is in the right range for your situation. Here is where things get very important, and this is the part that most people never think about until there is a problem. Your actual benefit amount is calculated based on your 35 highest earning years. If you have fewer than 35 years of earnings on your record, SSA fills in the missing years with zeros, and those zeros bring your average down, which brings your benefit amount down. This is one of the most common reasons people receive less than they expected. If you worked for fewer than 35 years, or if some of your early earnings were not properly recorded on your SSA earnings record, your monthly payment may be lower than it should be. And here is what surprises most people. You can check your earnings record right now and request a correction if something is wrong. Log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov and look at your complete earnings history year by year. If any year shows zero earnings when you know you worked that year, or if any year shows a lower amount than you remember earning, that is worth investigating. Correcting your earnings record can permanently increase your monthly benefit amount. This is a legitimate official process, and it is completely free. Now let us talk about the people who are most at risk of not receiving their payment this week, even though it was sent. The first group is people who recently changed banks or opened a new account and have not updated their direct deposit information with SSA. When SSA sends your payment to a closed or invalid account, the bank rejects it and returns the funds to the Treasury. SSA does not automatically resend it. You have to contact SSA, confirm your new banking details, and wait for the reissuance process. In the current environment, that can take anywhere from a few days to a few weeks. If you have changed banks recently and have not updated SSA, please do that today before this week's payment goes out. The second group is people whose banks have recently undergone mergers, acquisitions, or system updates that change their routing numbers or account numbers. This happens more often than most people realize. Banks merge, upgrade their systems, change their routing numbers, and the account holder is not always clearly notified that their Social Security direct deposit may be affected. If your bank has sent you any notifications about account changes in the past 6 months, verify that your SSA direct deposit information still matches your current active account. The third group is new beneficiaries who are receiving their first or second payment. The first Social Security payment can take up to 45 days to arrive after your benefit start date, and it is sometimes delayed further depending on when in the month you filed. If you are a new beneficiary and your expected first payment has not arrived, contact SSA directly rather than assuming it is still processing. I need to address something important here because it is directly connected to payment week. Scammers know exactly when Social Security payments go out. They time their calls deliberately to coincide with payment week, calling seniors and telling them their payment has been flagged, that there is a problem with their direct deposit, or that they need to verify their banking information immediately to receive their check. These calls are designed to catch you at a moment when you are already thinking about your payment and may be more likely to act without fully thinking it through. SSA will never call you and ask for your banking information over the phone in an unsolicited call. If you receive a call like this, hang up immediately and call SSA yourself at 1-800-772-1213. Never give your bank account number or routing number to anyone who calls you, no matter how official they sound. Here is your complete step-by-step action plan for this week. Step 1. Know your payment date. Based on your birthday, identify whether your payment comes on the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th Wednesday of this month. If you have been receiving benefits since before May 1997, your payment comes on the 3rd. Mark that date. Step 2. Log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov and confirm that your direct deposit information is current and accurate. Do this today, not after your payment is already scheduled to go out. Step 3. On your expected payment date, check your bank account. If your deposit has not arrived by the end of that business day, wait one additional business day as SSA recommends for banking processing time. Step 4. If your payment has not arrived after one business day past your expected date, call SSA at 1-800-772-1213 immediately. Explain the situation, ask for a payment status check, and find out whether the payment was sent and whether there are any issues with your account. Step 5. While you are logged into your My Social Security account, take 5 extra minutes and review your earnings record. Check for any years with zero or unusually low earnings. If you find an error, ask SSA about the process for submitting a correction. For caregivers and family members, please take a moment this week to confirm that the senior you support knows their payment date and has a way to check whether their deposit arrived. Many elderly beneficiaries do not have smartphone banking apps or easy access to account balance information. A simple phone call on payment day asking whether their deposit came through can catch a problem early, when it is much easier to resolve than it would be a week later. Here's what I want you to remember as we close. Social Security payments of up to $5,181 are going out this week, and the vast majority of recipients will receive their money without any issues at all. But for the people who do experience a problem, the difference between a quick resolution and a stressful multi-week delay almost always comes down to one thing: how quickly they noticed and how quickly they acted. You now have the knowledge to notice immediately and act confidently. Know your payment date. Confirm your banking information is current. Check your earnings record for errors that might be reducing your benefit. And if something goes wrong, call SSA the same day. You worked for these benefits, you planned around them, you depend on them, and with the information you now have, you are fully equipped to make sure they arrive safely every single month.